Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Vane. Thank you for being here again. Welcome to the Inner Whisper, your sacred pause to yourself. We're walking together in the art of compassion. On Monday, we began with yourself. Yesterday, we embrace our wounds with tenderness. And today, we take a step outward, looking at others with understanding. Because compassion isn't only about how we treat ourselves, it is also how we see those around us. Every person you meet carries hidden battles, stories etched in silence, wounds you may never see. And every day you have a choice to judge by appearances and reactions, or to soften your gaze and recognize the shared humanity that lives in us all. We all carry invisible battles. The one who smiles may be hiding a silent pain. The one who hurts may be acting out of their own wound. Compassion invites us to shift our gaze, to stop seeing only the gesture, the mask, the reaction, and to remember that behind every person, there is a story. To look at another with understanding is to recognize their humanity, just as yesterday we recognized our own. It is to dare to ask silently within ourselves, what wound might this person be carrying? What seed of learning might be germinating in their life right now? When we change our gaze, we stop judging so quickly. We create space for empathy to breathe. Understanding does not mean justifying harmful actions, but it does allow us to respond from a more human place, a more conscious place, more in tune with who we truly are at our essence. And if yesterday's compassion was directed inward, today we extend it outward. Because to understand another is to free ourselves. While we judge, we chain ourselves to resentment. But when we look beyond the mask and recognize the wound, we stop carrying the heavy weight of rancor. Understanding doesn't erase what happened, but it does open the door to compassion. And in that space, it is we who breathe lighter, we who loosen the prison of judgment and criticism, and we who return to walk in peace. Today, you can practice compassion toward others in these simple ways. Pause before reacting. The next time someone irritates you, instead of answering immediately, take a few deep breaths first. For example, if a coworker speaks harshly, breathe 3 times before replying. You may find that your tone softens and your words carry more calm than if you had reacted right away. Remember their humanity. When you feel tempted to judge someone, repeat silently, this person also carries invisible wounds. If a stranger cuts you off in traffic, instead of shouting in anger, remind yourself they might be rushing to care for someone or carrying their own stress. Offer a different gaze. Choose one person today, someone close or even a stranger, and look into their eyes with tenderness. as if behind them you could glimpse their inner child. For example, if a friend is short tempered, imagine the younger version of them who simply needed love and safety. This small shift softens the heart and widens compassion. And so that this understanding doesn't remain only a thought, let's bring it into the body. Because empathy also has a biological reflection. And our breath is the bridge that connects us to the part of the brain that regulates clarity and compassion. As a conscious breathwork instructor, let me share a nugget of wisdom. When we breathe deeply through your nose, your brain receives more oxygen. This stimulates the prefrontal cortex, the area that governs empathy, clarity, and conscious decision making. At the same time, it lowers activity in the amygdala, that small center of fear and reactivity. In other words, conscious breathing creates space for your gaze to soften. It allows you to see others with less judgment and with more heart. And we definitely need more of that nowadays. Let's practice our 3 breaths of light together, our breath of healing. To begin, fully exhale, clearing out the air. First breath, inhale deeply through your nose, and exhale, softening your gaze as if letting the weight of judgment fall from your eyes. Ha! Second breath, inhale again, imagining your breath wiping clean the fogged glass of your vision. Exhale, allowing clarity to return to your sight. Ha! Final breath. Inhale, expanding your diaphragm with openness, welcoming others just as they are. And exhale, offering understanding instead of judgment. Ha! Today, remember that behind every gesture, there is a story. Behind every wound, there is a seed waiting to bloom. When you gaze softens, your heart opens. To love with understanding doesn't mean to justify. It means to recognize that we are all learning, that we all carry wounds, and that empathy can be the bridge that connects us. So I invite you today, when you look at someone, breathe and remind yourself, I choose to see with eyes of compassion because their humanity reflects my own. And as Thich Nhat Hanh said, the Zen master, poet, and writer, understanding is another name for love. If you don't understand, you cannot love. Thank you for being here at the Inner Whisper. Tomorrow we'll continue this journey and step into the frequency of compassion as the bridge in relationships. If something resonated with you, please subscribe to my channel. And also, you can go deeper if you like to read in my blog in Substack. My handle is @InnerLightPath. I hope to see you tomorrow here. Have a wonderful day. And until then, love deeply, shine brightly, and embrace your journey. Ciao.